The Estelle H. Womack Museum of Natural History is located on the campus of Danville Community College, just off Nethery Lane. The building housing the displays was given by Charles Womack in memory of his wife. The Mcgovern Garden, given by Dr. and Mrs. Francis Mcgovern, flanks the museum building to the east. It is an excellent place to relax and enjoy the beauty of nature or to share a picnic meal with family or friends. The displays in the museum are largely the result of labors of love of many individuals who have given of themselves that our children and community may better appreciate and savor the magic of our natural world. For instance, one of our newer displays, donated by the family of local rock hound Ed Bryant, features a variety of naturally occurring quartz crystals and miscellaneous crystals whose lustrous beauty may be hidden in drab packages until sectioned, cleaned, and mounted by one whose practiced eye knows just where and how to reveal such treasures. The museum is indebted to Kenneth Samuels and Ed Bryant for the bulk of our mineral exhibits and to local naturalist William T. Hathaway for the rock displays. These materials represent the foundation substances from which the ecosystem and life itself derive. Hanging on the wall above the mineral display are a number of paintings of plants native to our state, painted by local biologist and art teacher Lillian Walton, who taught at George Washington High School. The next display features representative samples of igneous rock, largely collected from sites within a radius of 150 miles of the museum. A similar display of sedimentary rocks indicates the second continuing and powerful force to form and reform the foundations of the planet and life thereon. A display of peculiar beauty and mystery contains concretions, petrified wood, and quartz crystals. The precise means of their generation is a subject of continuing debate. The perennially popular fluorescent mineral display comes brilliantly alive when black light impinges on nondescript rocks. This display was enabled by a gift from Mary Morton Barksdale, the college's first full-time librarian. The earliest evidence of life forms on Earth are body imprints left in sedimentary rock and silicated skeletal parts. Paleontology is the scientific study of such fossils. DCC's collection was begun by local naturalist John James Westbrook, who's also remembered as a talented musician who made records with the legendary Jimmie Rodgers. More recent acquisitions include this case of highly detailed petrified wood from the Ed Bryant collection. DCC's first associate librarian, Penultima Wiseman, and her husband Plummer have donated countless hours in creating displays and explaining their significance to visitors. The Native American displays is the fruit of their special interest in the first Americans. The first residents of our area made their living largely by hunting and gathering. The residue of this way of life included fish weirs on the Roanoke River, locally known as the Stanton River. A working model of a fish trap has been constructed by biology professor Richard Bliss, who is also the volunteer curator of the museum. The most numerous animal life in the world are insects and related life forms whose most obvious characteristic is a jointed exoskeleton. The exoskeleton enables support, articulated movement, and an element of protection. Examples of this most beautiful and varied of creatures are featured in the local and world insect displays prepared by William T. Hathaway. A second most numerous life form is the bird, a warm-blooded creature whose chief food source is the larva and adult forms of the insect kingdom. These winged creatures are found in almost every area of the world and are thought to be diminutive descendants of the dinosaurs. Characteristically, these creatures have a peculiar pelvic girdle structure that enables them to lay shell-encased eggs in which the embryo can develop in dry areas outside the parent's body. DCC's bird egg collection was donated by John James Westbrook. Some birds are marine and aquatic. Other birds, including the unique wild turkey, live in the woodlands. Dr. Frank Bliss, former math and physics instructor at DCC, collected and mounted the core collection of songbirds and birds of prey. And some are birds of prey who subsist by eating other birds, rodents, reptiles, and fish. The American bald eagle and the osprey are especially talented at capturing fish dinners from streams and lakes. Located down the center of the Estelle Womack Museum of Natural History are a sequence of small diorama displays featuring a variety of local birds in their natural habitat. These displays feature background paintings by members of the Danville Art League. The foreground mounts were designed and prepared by Mr. Richard Bliss and Associates. Sometimes, the best representation of a life form is a photograph of it in its natural surroundings. The museum is particularly fortunate to be able to display the eco-photos of Mark Sanderford, DCC biology teacher. A related fascinating display is the botanical photographs of William T. Hathaway. Nothing is more American than the plains bison. However, the contents of the next cases are mammals of Southside Virginia, including the black bear, fox, squirrel, rabbit, bobcat, white-tailed doe, and buck and winter pelt, raccoon, skunk, woodchuck, muskrat, beaver, mink, and river otter. The Walter Grant collection of big game animals date from the 1950s. Many of these animals are quite rare today. The large diorama displaying a royal Bengal tiger captures the mystery and power of this most feared forest-dwelling predator. A variety of Asian land mammals, including a now endangered wild ox, a water buffalo, an Iranian ibex, an axis deer, and the red deer are the close relatives of domesticated forms essential to the survival of humans. The large animals of Africa display consist of a variety of typically specialized and migratory ungulates who subsist in a vast environment where it is either feast or fast. In turn, each individual is destined to become a feast for some large predator such as a lion, the cheetah, the leopard, or the wild dog. Particularly feared is the unpredictable Cape buffalo and the ill-tempered black rhinoceros. The North American display features the moose, caribou, mule deer, Dall sheep, and the strange pronghorn that is technically not an antelope, as it sheds its forked horns annually. The mighty brown bear is a first cousin of the American grizzly and the polar bear. The latter is displayed in all his menacing glory in the icy world he calls home. This particular bear is adorned with a new cream-colored coat that will rapidly weather pure white as it keeps him warm in bone-chilling sub-zero temperatures. More than 71% of the world's surface is covered in water, which is the home of fish, amphibians, reptiles, crustaceans, and mollusks. The museum is particularly fortunate to have the extensive seashell display of mollusks from around the world, courtesy of Virginia Wiseman. Unfortunately, our collection of fishes, amphibians, and reptiles is quite small. Of local interest are mounts of the landlocked striped bass, large and smallmouth bass, crappie, and the common bluegill. Also on display are the snapping turtle, queen snake, painted turtle, and the land-dwelling box turtle. This menacing rattlesnake is a long way from home, as the ringed tail establishes him to be a resident of the arid Southwest. This common and non-poisonous northern water snake is frequently confused with the venomous and irritable cottonmouth, which is unable to survive the low winter temperatures of the Danville area. A common, colorful, and playful lizard is the five-lined skink, which sports a fluorescent blue tail as an adolescent. Occasionally seen sunning on a log or boulder is the fence lizard. Both lizards are peaceful and non-poisonous mosquito and termite traps that need our protection. Hopefully, our short tour of DCC's Estelle Womack Museum has touched your feelings, and you will wish to come back, bring a friend, and appreciate a while.